Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome again to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. I say again, welcome to my podcast, Snacks Thoughts. And what is my thought for tonight? Well, I was kind of thinking about the BRICS nations that are forming a new global reserve currency. And I will say it again. I was thinking about the BRICS nations that are forming a new global reserve currency. And so, who are these particular nations that are part of the BRICS, which is the acronym is BRICS. The BRICS nations consist of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and now South Africa. And so what has happened is that obviously everybody sees what's going on with the inflation and how the US dollar is plummeting and pretty much seems like it's on its way out, like it's on its last legs. But what has happened, many nations, and there's others that are joining the BRICS Union, but they basically, I guess, the dollar has had its day and they don't want to use US dollars anymore. They want a currency that is backed by gold or something, some other value or something like that is more solid and that they can count on. And then on top of that, they also have become, I guess, in some ways, maybe some getting tired of the United States, their antics and how they seem to rule everything. And so they start to send them US dollars back, and they've decided to start trading in different currencies. But they are seeking to establish a new reserve currency so that they can get off the US dollars. And these are not the only nations that are jumping on board with this. You have Iran, obviously, and there's going to be others, and so, if China's involved, North Korea is going to follow suit. So there are other nations that are doing this, and they're seeking to replace the petrodollar with something else, and they've been doing trades in other currencies. But I think that many countries, they finally gotten tired of the United States, because as long as they needed the dollar, the United States had more power and say so, and they've decided, hey, they want to get out from up under it, and they see what's going on with this economy here in the United States, and obviously globally, world economies are taking a beating, but a lot of countries, they don't want to sink with the US dollar, so they decide to go with something that's more stable and I guess less inflationary, because the United States is, like others have been too, but they're printing so much, so these dollars are flooding the market, and it's like these other countries have said, hey, look, man, this stuff is not it's losing its value, and purchasing power, so they're ready to to send this stuff back and take away the leverage of the United States and go with something different. And obviously, I know that means for us that reside in the United States and definitely in the West, that's definitely going to affect our economy. That means that stuff is going to really go up, and part of the problem is the United States, stop producing. They outsource too much, and we consume too much. You got to produce something if you expect your currency to retain its value. And I just think that the United States, it's had its run with global supremacy, but there's a new sheriff in town, and that sheriff is called China. And you got Russia running a close second. But definitely the BRICS nations are something. They're going to be something to reckon with, because I'm going to say it just like this. They are the future. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa has jumped on board. But there's other countries jumping on board with the BRICS nations. They're already having BRICS, like World Economic Forums and stuff like that. So they're already having meetings. It's similar to NATO, but they just decided now they formed under the BRICS. So there's other countries that are joining in with it, and they are going to basically with this new reserve currency and with technology, the digital era to include crypto. A lot of countries they're getting ready to come up. And where I feel that the United States made its mistake, I believe, through overconsumption, less production, too much outsourcing, and they slept on Africa. They didn't bother. They should have kept producing, and they should have invested in Africa. But they took it for granted. Didn't want to invest in Africa, so the Chinese jumped on the opportunity, and thus you see what the end result is. And if I'm not, I think that even Africa is going in with these guys. Because of China with the BRICS nations. Obviously, you got South Africa, but you have other countries in Africa that they going in with the BRICS nations. And Africa is definitely on the rise and on the come up. And China invested in Africa. Belt Road Initiative. They invested. They're going through West and East Africa, and the Chinese are investing heavily. And so the United States is they're scurrying to try to hurry up and catch up in technology and to try to stay on the cutting edge. But, they slept on the game. And in this global game where they were world number one, they fell asleep at the wheel, or they got overconfident. And they I guess maybe the politicians or world leaders didn't use enough foresight, and they didn't consider that China would invest in Africa, or China would move and develop as fast, as they did. So, hey, lesson learned. But for those of us that are here, it's like get prepared, for these prices to go off the Richter, and for our way of life, it's going to be impacted to a certain degree. Now, how far, or how bad? I mean, everybody's going to suffer. That right there, I am not sure, but I know things are going to get definitely more expensive, and if we don't start producing and get it together, we're going to be in trouble because we're falling behind. But it's something to think about. But the BRICS nations, and like I said, I'm not giving no financial advice or nothing like that. But I myself, I'm going to take a look, at these BRICS nations, and hey, you can't beat them, join them, and get some of that foreign investment, so you can get paid off of that too. And obviously, you still gonna invest in the United States, but get into some of these other markets. I've always said it before, that United States is not all that there is, and I think that's where we made the mistake. Tunnel vision and getting too narrow-minded, thinking that we were the center of the world, and unfortunately, that is not the case. But more to come. We'll see. But yeah, the BRICS nations, they are forming a new reserve currency. I'll have to maybe I'll put it out in another episode or something like that once I find out what it is that they're coming up with. But I know they seeking to unseat the U.S. dollar, and they're already making trades and transactions in other currencies. And it's no big secret. Russia has been having other nations that want their oil and stuff like that. And you got to pay in rubles. So that ought to give you an idea of how it's going down. They didn't think that Putin would be able to pull it off, but he has. But anyway, that's all I have on this one. Just something to chew on for a little bit, and I hope everybody's having a good Labor Day weekend. Please relax and enjoy yourself, but be safe. But again, the name of this podcast is Snacks Thoughts. That's SNAKZTHOUGHTS. And you can find this podcast on Acast, Anchor, Spotify, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and a host of other social media platforms. And also, I have a YouTube channel, Eric Broadus YouTube. That's EricBroadus YouTube. And lastly, I'm teaching courses on Skillshare on how to succeed in the military, leadership, cultural diversity, and a host of other topics. So join the class in Skillshare. Love to have you. But on my YouTube channel, when you go over there, smash that bell to become a subscriber. Smash the like button to like the video. Leave a comment. If you don't like it, hit the unlike button and leave a comment. Love to dialogue with you. But again, hey, the BRICS nations, they are establishing a new global reserve currency. Here we go, folks. Anyway, buckle up, for this ride. That's all I have on this one, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.